guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to chat with you about my anxiety. It's actually Mental Health Awareness Week, which I only know of because I've read so many posts from people online. So I thought I would give you a little update into my mental health, and I've had lots of comments recently on my anxiety and driving phobia video. And so I know that, I know for me as well, watching other people's videos really helps because you know that you're not alone in what you're going through. So I thought I'd do a little update. So if you didn't watch my previous video, I got vertigo a couple of years ago, probably I don't know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, quite a few years ago. And basically after that bout of vertigo, I was left with this driving anxiety, and I couldn't drive on fast roads, so motorways, dual carriageways, or anywhere that I had to drive fast, and also anywhere where I didn't sort of know where I was going. And I was sort of anxious driving on these roads, and over time I avoided driving on those roads until it got to the point where I literally couldn't drive on anything fast or anything like that. I could drive around my local town, just about drive in my local city, sort of to around the areas that I knew, but I couldn't drive further afield than that, and I really hated it. So at the start of the year I decided I needed to sort that out. I went to the doctor and they prescribed me some beta blockers, like anti-anxiety medication, because the anxiety as well, I didn't say, was also seeping into other areas of my life. I was finding myself getting more anxious about other things. So from what started as driving anxiety was now developing into just a full-fledged life anxiety, and I just didn't want that. I knew I had to stop it. So I went to the doctors, I got the tablets. They sort of helped. They helped definitely with my headaches, which were obviously stress and anxiety related. And I would take them before I needed to drive, or if I was feeling anxious that day, I would take them. I would try not to take them every day, even though apparently they're not addictive or anything like that. I'm not taking them at the moment. I'm just, when I'm feeling a bit of an anxious day, I've got the kind of tools to kind of deal with that a bit better now, because I started CBT or therapy in January as well. My therapist has been absolutely amazing. She's really, really lovely. And so our first few sessions were about the theory of it. So I learned what makes me anxious, why my brain is doing it, and I came to understand anxiety a lot more. And then she gave me a few coping mechanisms, like breathing exercises, like unhelpful ways of thinking, how to recognise that you're not thinking helpfully, and stuff like that. So she gave me all those sort of theoretical help, which did help to a point, and then we had to go on to the practical help, which was driving. So the last few sessions I've had with her have been driving, and I call it my weekly torture session. I feel like crying when I talk about it. I find it really difficult. It's like facing your fear head on. It's like going into a situation where you think you're gonna die, basically. That's how it is for me, that's how I feel. And she's been really, really good. She's really, really patient, and it's working, which I was kind of surprised about. So I can now drive on a couple of the fast roads with her in the car with me, and I don't feel so awful about it. And last week, I still feel like I'm crying. Last week, we tackled a few different faster roads, which were bridges as well, which is a big thing for me. And I did better than I thought. I think the trick is to keep practicing and to keep doing it and not give up and to not stop. If I was sitting there waiting to go up a slip road, the worst thing I could do is not go up the slip road, because it would just confirm to my brain that that's a bad thing to do, whereas I need to tell my brain it's okay. If I go up that road, it's going to be okay. Obviously I'm not there yet, because it's really upsetting me just even talking about it. Which I don't know, I feel cross with myself when I'm getting upset, but this is the reality of it. Half the time I'll be sitting in the car crying into my therapist, I can't go up that road. But she's so patient, she's really, really nice, and she's really understanding. And best of all, she's convinced that I'm gonna get better, so that's great. But I do need to And what I'm really rubbish at doing is practicing in between sessions, which I need to do, but I can't do it on my own yet. I'm too scared. And I could do it with my husband, but I've also got my kids, so it's really, really hard. I don't want them to come in the car and realise that, you know, I'm scared of driving, basically. So it's really, really hard to practice at the moment. But I'm trying, and the worst thing is it's on a Friday, which is like my day off. So like I've just had no days off, it feels like, because Fridays are like horrendous. Like as though it's like a torture session. But I'd say it's working. I've had 10 sessions now, which is quite a lot. I'm really, really lucky that my medical insurance is paying for it, so I only had to pay the excess. Otherwise it could be really expensive, but for me it's really worth it, because hopefully by the summer I'm going to be in a position where I can drive more places, I can take the kids out, and I know for sure that when I'm finished with therapy that I'm going to practice every weekend. I'm not going to let it slip again, because I don't want to be back in the same position. So yeah, that's how I am with the driving bit. The general anxiety is a lot better. I still get days where I feel quite anxious, like maybe for no reason, if I've got a lot going on and things like that. So today I woke up feeling quite anxious, I think because I've got a lot going on today, and I know I've got a lot of work stuff going on at the weekend, and it's really, really hard for me in my job because I get invited to do a lot of things, which are great opportunities and great fun, but like my anxiety sometimes stops me doing it. So like I've been invited to do a restaurant review and I feel really anxious going, and I know that I won't enjoy the whole experience because I'll feel anxious. So I think there's no benefit in me doing this restaurant review because I'm not actually going to enjoy it, and that's what I'm supposed to get out of it, because I'm not being paid. So I've been saying no to a lot of things like that just because my anxiety is sort of stopping me from taking any enjoyment out of it. So this weekend I've got another couple of work events. One I'm taking the family to, and I feel okay about that one. The other one is just me, so I feel like and I'm sort of torn, because I think if I feel anxious and I'm not enjoying it, then why bother doing it? There's no point in doing it. But then I also don't want to let the anxiety win, and things like this are things that I should enjoy going to and want to do. And if I don't go, it's much the same as driving. If I don't go, I've just told my brain that it's an unsafe thing to do. Whereas if I go, I've proved to myself it's okay, nothing bad's gonna happen. So I feel like I should just say yes to everything and suck it up, and that'll help me get better. Because saying no and avoiding things is just the worst thing you can do, because it just makes it worse. It does make it worse. So anyway, I've been trying to say yes to a lot of stuff, even though it does make me feel really stressed. But there we are, so that's my little update. I'd love to hear from you if you're a fellow anxiety sufferer. We are not alone. It happens, like so many of my friends suffer from anxiety. So many people have contacted me since I started talking about anxiety. It doesn't have to be just a driving anxiety, it could just be generalised anxiety. But I think the more we talk about it, the more we normalise it, the better it is for everybody. And it just sort of raises the awareness of like mental illnesses like this, doesn't it? So there we are. Thanks for watching my video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to watch more of my stuff.